In 2019, a 75-year-old woman named Barbara was rushed to the emergency room by her family. She was suddenly confused, dizzy, and had suffered a bad fall. Her family was terrified, convinced she was having a stroke or the sudden onset of dementia. After a battery of tests, the doctor came back with the diagnosis. It wasn't a stroke. It wasn't Alzheimer's. It was severe dehydration. This story is not rare. It happens every single day in hospitals all across the country. For people over 60, dehydration is not just being thirsty. It is a silent epidemic, a quiet killer that masquerades as other, more acceptable signs of aging. It leads to confusion, falls, kidney damage, urinary tract infections, and thousands of preventable hospitalizations. But why? Why is this so common? The problem is, as we age, our bodies lose their most basic safety signals. First, our thirst mechanism becomes dull. The part of your brain that screams, "I'm thirsty," after you've been working in the yard, simply doesn't scream anymore. It whispers, or it stays silent. Second, our water reserves shrink. As we lose muscle mass, we lose our body's primary water reservoir. We are quite literally operating with a smaller tank. And third, our kidneys become less efficient at conserving water. Because you can no longer trust your own body to tell you when it's thirsty, you must learn to recognize the other signals, the quiet, harmless clues that are actually urgent warnings. Today, we are doing a deep dive medical analysis into 5 harmless signs that you are dangerously dehydrated. Recognizing these could save your life or the life of someone you love.
Sign number 1. The sudden energy crash and fatigue. The first sign is often the most dismissed. It's that sudden, overwhelming wave of fatigue that hits you mid-afternoon. The harmless thought is, "I just must be getting old. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm just feeling my age." The medical deep dive: this is not normal fatigue. This is a physiological crisis. Water is essential for every single metabolic process that creates energy in your cells. But the more immediate mechanical problem is one of blood volume. Your blood is more than 90% water. When you become dehydrated, you are not just losing water, you are losing blood volume. Your blood literally becomes thicker, more viscous, more like sludge than a free-flowing river. This has 2 immediate disastrous effects. First, your heart must now work significantly harder. It has to beat faster and more forcefully to push this thick sludge through your blood vessels. This in itself is exhausting. Second, because the volume is lower, your blood pressure drops. This is called hypovolemia. To compensate, your body tries to maintain blood flow to the most critical organs, your brain and your heart. It does this by constricting blood vessels to your less critical areas, like your limbs and your skin. What is the result of this internal battle? Less oxygen and fewer nutrients are delivered to your muscles and your brain. The energy isn't being delivered. So that feeling of sudden, crushing fatigue, that feeling of your limbs being made of lead, that is not just age. That is a sign of systemic exhaustion. It's your body's check engine light, screaming that it does not have enough fluid to run the most basic systems. It is one of the earliest and most profound signs of dehydration.
Sign 2. Brain fog, dizziness, and confusion. The second sign is one we often joke about: senior moments, or brain fog. But when it's caused by dehydration, it is anything but funny.
The harmless thought. I'm just a bit scatterbrained today. I must have stood up too fast. The medical deep dive. Your brain is approximately 75% water. It floats in a bath of cerebrospinal fluid. It is exquisitely sensitive to its hydration status. Even a mild 1 to 2% drop in hydration can have a measurable impact on cognitive function. When you become dehydrated, your brain cells are one of the first areas the body borrows water from. This causes the cells themselves to physically shrink. This shrinkage impairs, well, everything. It disrupts the delicate balance of neurotransmitters. It slows down synaptic firing. The result? You can't concentrate. Your short-term memory fails. You can't remember why you walked into the room. Your processing speed grinds to a halt. This is brain fog. But it gets more dangerous. This brings us to orthostatic hypotension, or postural hypotension. That is the medical term for the dizziness you feel when you stand up too quickly. In a dehydrated senior, this is a red alert danger sign. Here's why. As we discussed, your blood volume is already low. When you are sitting, gravity has pooled that blood in your lower body. When you stand up, your body is supposed to instantly constrict blood vessels in your legs and abdomen to shoot that blood back up to your brain. In a dehydrated state, there isn't enough blood volume to make that happen effectively. For a few critical seconds, your brain is starved of blood and oxygen. The result is a sudden, severe wave of dizziness, blurred vision, or even a complete blackout. This is not a minor inconvenience. This is the #1 mechanism for falls in older adults. That moment of dizziness is the moment you lose your balance, reach for a towel bar that isn't a grab bar, and suffer a life-altering hip fracture.
Sign number 3, persistent muscle cramps. The third sign is a painful one that often strikes at night, the sudden searing pain of a muscle cramp. The harmless thought, I must have slept on it wrong. It's just a Charlie horse. The medical deep dive. This is not just about water. This is about electrolytes. When you lose water, you are not just losing H2O. You are losing the critical dissolved minerals that were in that water: sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These electrolytes are not just salts. They are the electrical currency of your body. They are what allow your nervous system to send signals. Think of it this way. Your brain sends an electrical signal down a nerve telling a muscle to contract. The electrolytes are what carry that signal from the nerve ending to the muscle fiber. They are also what tell the muscle to release. When you are dehydrated and your electrolyte levels are out of balance, these signals become haywire. They misfire. Your brain isn't telling the muscle to cramp. The muscle is spasming involuntarily because the electrical environment around it is unstable. It's like a light flickering in a thunderstorm. The signals are being corrupted. This is especially common in the legs, the calves and feet, because they are the furthest from the heart and circulation is already a challenge. It's also why it happens at night, when circulation slows and your body is at its most depleted state after a long day. That cramp is not a simple ache. It is a sign of a body in an electrical deficit, unable to control its most basic functions.
Sign number 4, dark urine and infrequent urination. The fourth sign is the most visible and the most ignored. It's what happens or doesn't happen in the bathroom. The harmless thought, oh good, I don't have to get up and use the restroom again. Or worse, I'm going out, so I'll just drink less so I don't have to find a toilet. The medical deep dive. This is perhaps the most dangerous mindset a senior can have. Intentionally restricting fluids to avoid urination is a direct path to the emergency room.
Your urine is your body's report card, and the color tells you exactly what's happening inside. A healthy, hydrated body produces urine that is pale yellow, like straw. When you become dehydrated, your kidneys, your body's master filtration plant, panic. They recognize the water shortage. Their new primary directive is conserve water at all costs. They begin to reabsorb every possible drop of fluid back into the body. This is what creates that dark, amber-colored, strong-smelling urine. This is not a sign of efficiency. This is a sign of stress. It is your kidneys screaming for help. They are being forced to filter your body's entire toxic load in a near-drought condition. If this continues, two things happen. Urinary tract infections, UTIs. That concentrated, sludgy urine sits in your bladder. It's a perfect nutrient-rich environment for bacteria to grow. A simple UTI in a senior, if left untreated, can quickly travel to the kidneys and cause sepsis, a life-threatening condition. Kidney damage. The kidneys themselves begin to suffer. The high concentration of waste can form into crystals, leading to painful kidney stones. In a state of severe dehydration, the kidneys can shut down entirely, a condition called acute kidney injury. You should not be afraid of urinating. You should be afraid of not urinating.
Sign number 5. Dry mouth, sunken eyes, and inelastic skin. Our final sign is one you can see in the mirror. It's a collection of physical clues that your body is in a state of water triage. The harmless thought. My skin is just dry because of my age. My mouth is dry from my blood pressure medication. The medical deep dive. While age and medication do cause these symptoms, dehydration makes them profoundly worse. When your body is in a state of severe fluid deficit, it has to make brutal choices. It performs water triage. It actively pulls water away from non-essential tissues in order to shunt that life-saving fluid to your essential organs, your brain, your heart, and your kidneys. Where does this water come from? Your skin. This is why the skin loses its plumpness and elasticity. Your eyes. They may appear sunken as the surrounding tissues lose water. And most obviously, your mouth and mucous membranes. Your body dramatically reduces saliva production to conserve fluid. This dry mouth, or xerostomia, is not just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Saliva is your mouth's primary defense. It washes away food particles, neutralizes acids, and fights bacteria. Without it, your risk of cavities, gum disease, and oral infections skyrockets. There is a test you can do called the skin turgor test. Gently pinch the skin on the back of your hand or your forearm and hold it for a few seconds. Then let go. In a hydrated person, the skin will snap back instantly. In a dehydrated person, the skin will tent. It will slowly, sluggishly return to place. While this test is less reliable in seniors due to a natural loss of skin elasticity, if your skin does tent, it is a very strong indicator that you are significantly dehydrated. It is a visible sign that your body is borrowing water from your skin to survive.
Conclusion. The action plan. Hydration as medicine. Let's review the 5 harmless signs. The energy crash. Your blood volume is too low. The brain fog and dizziness. Your brain cells are shrinking. The muscle cramps. Your electrolytes are out of balance. The dark urine. Your kidneys are under severe stress. The dry skin and mouth. Your body is in water triage. So what is the plan? The old advice of drink 8 glasses of water a day is outdated and not specific enough. Here is the plan for a senior, which must be followed like a prescription. Action 1. Drink on a schedule, not by thirst. Since your thirst signal is broken, you cannot wait for it. You must drink by the clock. A full glass when you wake up to rehydrate from the night. A glass mid-morning. A glass with lunch. A glass mid-afternoon. A glass with dinner. Action 2. Eat your water. Don't just drink your water, eat it. Foods like cucumbers, celery, melons like watermelon, oranges, and soups are packed with water. This water is absorbed slowly and effectively by your body. Action 3. Replace electrolytes, not just water. If you have been sweating, if you have been sick with diarrhea or vomiting, or if you are experiencing cramps, water is not enough. You must replace the electrolytes. But not with sugary sports drinks. Use a low-sugar electrolyte powder packet, a cup of broth, or a glass of coconut water. Dehydration is not a passive event. It is a serious medical condition, but it is also, in almost every case, 100% preventable. You must stop thinking of hydration as an option. You must start treating it as one of your most essential, life-saving daily medications.